Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. My main tarot channel is Moon Moth Goddess that I've had for I believe the last 3 years. So if this reading does resonate for you, I encourage you to also check out my other channel as well. I do have mainly love readings posted there, but I do have a playlist that is also filled with other pick a card readings on different topics. So encourage you to check out that as well. So today's pick a card reading, our topic is what important changes are happening for you this year. Okay, so I do have 3 piles for you to choose from. We have some beautiful artwork from the Kali Oracle. So pile number 1, and I actually have already pulled the Oracle cards that we're using today for your reading. We are going to be pulling the tarot on camera. Okay, so your Oracle cards are already underneath here. But pile number 1, you are going to be this card here, Moksha of Kali. For pile number 1, it has a really beautiful flower on it with this pink agate. For pile number 1, what important changes are happening for you this year? Pile number 2, we have Bhadra Kali, and that is with this little crystal here. And I'm sorry, I don't know what this one is. I can't remember. That is for pile number 2. And then pile number 3, we have Kama of Kali, and that is with this howlite. For pile number 3, what important changes are happening for you this year? So do keep in mind that this is a timeless reading. So whenever you click on this video, take the messages that are resonating for you at that time, regardless of when you are coming to this reading. We are looking at what important changes are happening for you within that year time frame. If you do feel drawn to more than one pile, that is perfectly okay. For this reading, you may have messages that are kind of sprinkled within the other piles. So pile number 1, with this beautiful pink flower here, the Moksha of Kali. Pile number 2, Bhadra Kali. And then we have Kama of Kali for pile number 3. Timestamps will be down below for you guys, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, pile number 1. So those of you that resonated with this beautiful pink flower here, the Moksha of Kali, this is going to be a reading. So I am going to hold off on your oracle cards for just a second. I do want to pull your tarot first. So I am going to be using 2 different tarot decks today. And I will have the decks listed down below in the description box for you guys, those of you that are interested in the tarot or the oracle. So let's start with this one here. And we are going to pull 2 from this deck here and then 3 from this one. So our topic today is what important changes are happening for you this year. So let's get 2 of these. What important changes are happening for pile number 1 this year? What important changes are happening for pile number 1 this year? Okay, so we do have the 8 of Cups. What important changes are happening for pile number 1 this year? Okay, and then we also have the Knight of Cups. And now we'll go into this one here. important changes are happening for pile number 1 this year? Okay, so we also have the Knight of Wands. What important changes are happening for pile number 1 this year? We also have the Four of Wands. What important changes are happening for pile number 1 this year? We also have the Tower. Okay. So you may want to look into that Tower energy a little bit more. So that is a big thing. That is a big thing right there. That is your major arcana that we have coming through here. And the Tower energy can be a number of different things. But what I'm kind of feeling here is that this is a good Tower energy. And that sometimes the Tower energy can bring in a lot of destruction, turmoil, chaos, upheaval, into our life, but it can also be about epiphanies, realizations, awakenings. The Tower is also a card of release, which helps us with transformation. And so looking at the rest of the energy here, it does look like it is something that is happening for you that is a positive. As I'm seeing that we do have the Four of Wands here. So the Four of Wands is a card of stability, celebration, and that this Tower energy could be maybe some type of realization, or even an awakening. Those of you that are going through spiritual awakenings, or have had a spiritual awakening, that Tower can also be, coming in again, as a spiritual awakening is not something that just happens to us once. We can go through waves of it each time, helping us along our spiritual path, right? So it could be different, realizations or epiphanies that we do have about ourself, about our life, about, through periods of introspection and reflection, where we continue to kind of release a lot of the parts of ourself that are no longer in alignment with us. So I look at that in a very positive way, with your Tower being here. However, like I said, we will clarify that. But I'm also noticing that you do have the Eight of Cups energy here as well. And the Eight of Cups energy is about us letting go, walking away, detaching, withdrawing our energy from anything that is not bringing emotional fulfillment. Okay, so that could really be anything in our life. It could be relationships, friendships, maybe even family situations, jobs, careers, anything that is not in alignment for us any longer, or even certain habits, ways of thinking that we are releasing. Okay, the Eight of Cups is also about us setting out on a journey of discovering the self, right? So maybe even through that process with the Eight of Cups, you are having many realizations or releasing of things, right? The release of, in the same way with the Eight of Cups, we are releasing the old self, the old identity, anything that is not the most authentic self. So with that energy, I'm seeing we do have the Four of Wands. So although the Tower energy can bring in upheaval, you have the Four of Wands energy here, which is also, bringing about stability. So it's letting you know that maybe certain things that you are releasing here, whether they are a mindset, something, that is affecting your life, maybe even in a negative way, that Spirit is kind of pushing you on this path of maybe recognizing what those things are that you're needing to release. And so this is moving into a very beautiful energy with the Four of Wands. And I'm also noticing that you have both the Knight of Cups and also the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Cups energy is about us keeping our cup open, essentially, for opportunities. It could even be certain opportunities that are coming towards us that can create huge change. for us. And you also have the Knight of Wands energy here as well. And the Knight of Wands is, for some of you, this can be maybe a move, some type of transition, traveling, maybe even for some of you. This can even be about you pursuing certain passions, goals that you might have. So it's a very powerful energy with that Knight of Wands. It's really about wanting to move forward from a place of confidence and desire and passion towards things, maybe even towards opportunities here with the Knight of Cups energy here. Okay, so this in itself with the Knight of Cups, especially if there's some type of opportunity that may even be something that is celebratory here. You know, for some of you, it can be moving and, you know, maybe meeting someone new, new friends, you know, even a new job, just whatever it is that you are finding, I feel like within your life this year, that I feel like is important. Some of you with the Knight of Cups, it could definitely be new love, right? Commitment, relationship with the Knight of Cups and the Four of Wands. Okay, so maybe this is moving away from, you know, people, situations, like I said, that are no longer in alignment for you, and moving towards opportunities here that are being coming into your life. For some of you with the Knight of Wands, it can also be you feeling this inspiration, this drive, this fire being lit within you to really kind of pursue certain goals that you might have, or to, you know, epiphanies, realizations, because with the Eight of Cups energy here, this does lead into the energy of the Hermit. And the Hermit is all about, you know, we're seeking solitude. We are spending time in reflection and introspection. And this is really where we find out who we are. We discover the self. We do, you know, a lot of the shadow work, a lot of the healing, you know, finding out what our soul's purpose is, you know. So this can be some pretty profound change, I feel like, of what is happening for you. So I do want to clarify your Tower energy here and get a little bit more. So I am getting some Aries, also Scorpio. Okay. Pisces. We also have Cancer, and then Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. So let's look. What is this Tower energy? For pile one, what is this Tower energy? We have the Hanged One, okay? So this Tower is speaking about a change or a shift in perspective for you, which is beautiful, because the Hangman, if you notice around this little bird's head, this little kind of symbol that's around here, in a traditional tarot deck, you will see a man who is upside down, and there is this beautiful yellow light that is kind of emitting from his head, his crown chakra. And so this Hangman energy, or the Hanged One in this deck, is insight. It is awareness. It is enlightenment. So yeah, many of you, a major change that could be happening for you is some type of huge epiphany, realization. Maybe for some of you, if you've already gone through a spiritual awakening, this can be maybe even another wave of that coming in, or even some type of change or shift of perspective, right, that you are having. Because the Hangman can also be an energy of stasis, which is basically we are in a suspended state, and that we may be not making any decisions or choices, right? Maybe moving out of an energy of stagnancy. So this can be us, you know, totally having some kind of an important wake-up call in our life, that is helping us to shift here. So this is really beautiful, and that is also Pisces energy. So let's see, what is this Tower energy? Right, so to me, this is like this huge epiphany or realization that you might be having, right, about yourself, about your life, about changes that need to be made. We also have the Emperor, okay, which is beautiful, because the Emperor's mind is one that is very disciplined, very focused. It's a lot of masculine energy. So maybe for some of you, there is this shift that's happening about some type of actions, that you're needing to take. I'm also noticing that he's holding an ankh here. Okay, and ankhs are also this symbol of rebirth. And so maybe that is something that's really happening for you. I'm also noticing, again, we've got this beautiful light that's kind of emanating from his crown. And so maybe for some of you, this is this huge, realization, like I said, epiphany, awakening that you might be having. To me, this is you being in your power, stepping into your power. Maybe there is a change or shift of perspective that you're having about yourself, your abilities, more confidence in yourself. This is also Aries energy. And so it's very passionate, right? It's very focused, very disciplined, grounded, stable with the Emperor, right? And this is also what you have here with the Four of Wands, which is also tied into the Emperor, okay? So this is beautiful. This is, like I said, for many of you, you stepping into your power, maybe more of the masculine energy that's being projected outward. And so that maybe this is something that's really helping you to keep up that energy, that power, that fire, that drive, I feel like within you to really get things done, right? Take action. This is also a card of strategy, planning, big picture perspective, right? So it could even be that you're seeing your life, the way that you're planning it out, the opportunities that are available to you, right? Maybe ones that you may not have seen before. It's kind of like envisioning your life and the world and the opportunities that are available to you in profound, I feel like, ways. So this is huge, right? Huge change. And to me, like I said, this is all about you stepping into your power here. And as I say that, I'm seeing the Ten of Cups at the bottom. Okay, and the Ten of Cups is really a beautiful card of emotional fulfillment, feeling happy, right? And so maybe for some of you with the Knight of Wands or even the Knight of Cups, that you are moving towards a place of fulfillment, right? Taking the lead when it does come to the things that you're really wanting to have within your life, the life that you're wanting to experience, right? Letting go, like I said, again, of things that do not bring fulfillment for you, right? Any old habits, any old ways of thinking, the old self, stepping into your power, okay? Which is beautiful energy. So let's now take a look at the rest of your oracle cards. Okay, so we do have Moksha of Kali, and then we have Sagittarius, optimism, exploration, and freedom. And Sagittarius is actually ruled by the planet Jupiter. And Jupiter is a planet. It's the largest planet, right? The largest gas giant planet. And so Jupiter is also a card of expansion, powerful transformation, expansion, growth, also the expansion of the mind, okay, your thinking, which is what we're kind of seeing here as it's affecting that energy there as well. So yeah, I'm definitely feeling something that is removing illusion, right? Things that are not in alignment. So this is profound here, what is happening. We also have moss agate, the heart chakra, and we have intention. And then we have the Buddha, which is beautiful. I'm actually going to move this over here. We have the Buddha. And then we have your powers are being increased. Acceleration. Okay. So powers being symbolic, maybe for some of you, if you're super psychic, your intuition, being able to trust your intuition. I'm also looking at this as power of the mind, power of will, because we do also have intention here, right? This could even be that you are being able, I feel like this year, because this is talking about acceleration here, we've got expansion here with Sagittarius being ruled by Jupiter. You've got the Tower, the Hangman, you've got the Buddha here. This makes me feel like there is a lot of expansion within your spiritual path here as well. Okay? Because the Buddha is this energy of enlightenment. It is about us being aware. And so if this is saying here your powers are being increased, you're accelerating, right? So it could be, like I said, for some of you, maybe it's having an awakening for the first time, or if this is you going through another wave of it. And as you go through that other wave of it, you're becoming this energy that is closer and closer, right, to that energy, the path of enlightenment, working on your spiritual self. To me, because this is also speaking of freedom, we also have that freedom through the power of release, right? The things that Spirit is encouraging us to release and let go of. And the Buddha being something that is free, right? We're no longer being restricted by the ego, right? This could be a powerful change for you, dismantling the ego, stepping into oneness with the universe versus us feeling separate, right? We are all seeing everyone as one, interconnectedness. The moksha of Kali is also freedom, okay? Which is a beautiful, beautiful energy here. So it's making me feel like you're definitely stepping more into this powerful energy. Maybe for some of you, it's even that things are kind of speeding up, expanding. There's growth for you, especially with acceleration here. To me, this is also about expanded knowledge, learning, expanding the mind, okay, is also something that I'm seeing here as well. And with that, being able to kind of set intention, right? Or even living a life that is filled with intention versus things that are not bringing the fulfillment that you're really looking for, dependent upon, of course, what it is for you. It may even be because we do have the Knight of Wands here, and the Sagittarius energy was also fire sign, with exploration, right? The Knight of Wands loves to get out there, to explore, to travel, to pursue passions, desires, with a beautiful energy, right? That is very confident, like I said, in the way that in which it moves forward. So maybe for some of you, it's, with this enlightenment, I feel like basically that's coming in for you. Expanded awareness, consciousness, right, is kind of what I'm seeing here. Leveling up, things accelerating for you. I'm noticing how in her hands, she's got all of this magic light that's just kind of coming out. To me, that's her harnessing her power, her energy, focused intention, I feel like, towards the things that you're really wanting within your life, and having the power to be able to bring those things, I feel like, to fruition for yourself as well. Our moksha of Kali, like I said, it's talking about freedom, right? And that freedom can come from us releasing of the burdens, the pains, the heaviness that we've experienced. Because talking about Kali is all about destruction, right? To help us to rebuild. Sometimes it can be in a very destructive, upheaval type of way, but this is almost that relief, in a way, a gentle energy with Kali, and helping us to free ourselves in that respect here as well. So setting intentions, right, which help us to be able to move forward with planning. And also I feel like to take a look at what types of things within our mind, things that we need to change our shift our perspective about, have been holding us back from focusing our intention towards the things that we really want within our life, right? So we have this energy here. We've released things that are not in alignment, and us really tuning into our heart space, right? The heart chakra. And I feel like this clearing also happening because maybe we're changing the way that we look at certain things with our past, right? Maybe heart chakra blockages that you guys are also clearing here for yourself. Any type of unresolved, right, negative energy that we're kind of holding on to, that have been creating blockages or flow of abundance, right? Because Sagittarius and that connection to Jupiter is also the planet of luck, of abundance. And so maybe for some of you, as you're working on releasing things, right, from the past, the Eight of Cups, like I said, is about emotional abandonment, detachment, choosing to walk away from certain things, release certain things, right? Maybe on an emotional space. And so sometimes those things on an energetic level can be things that block us from being able to bring in abundance, right? Wealth, prosperity, with this energy here. So I feel like it's helping you to change into a much more optimistic type of energy, helping you to rebalance the heart chakra, remove any blockages here. Maybe you're also harnessing your energy, your power, right? Because this is also talking about moss agate, which I actually have some moss agate here. If you guys want to maybe pick some up for yourself. But yeah, that is talking about moss agate, which is a beautiful stone for emotional healing and to resolve blockages and rebalance the heart chakra. Okay, so that may be something some of you maybe want to work with, you know, maybe during your meditations, things of that nature. So what else with this? So with that, right, because as I said, sometimes when we have blockages within the heart chakra, it can block off the flow, right, of blessings, abundance, things of that nature. So with this expansion that's kind of coming in, you recognize what you need to release, what you need to let go of. You're hoping to remove the blockages that are there. You're aligning yourself with success, prosperity, wealth, and accepting that, right, with an open heart. All about expansion here. So really, really beautiful energy here, okay, with the expansion that's coming in, which is truly beautiful. Okay, so I am going to leave your reading here for you. Pile number 1. I hope that this was helpful for you guys. If you did choose another pile, if you felt drawn to another one, then I will see you there at that reading. But if this is the only one for you, then I will see you guys in the next reading. Hello, Pile 2. So those of you that resonated with this card here, Bhadra Kali, this is going to be a reading. So I've pulled your oracle cards and I am going to save them until after we pull your tarot, but I am using with this card anyway the Kali oracle, because can we really have change without Kali? So yes, we're using the Kali oracle. I am going to be using 2 different tarot decks today. Okay, so I will have the cards that I'm using today listed below for those of you guys that are interested. So our topic for our pick a card is, what important changes are happening for you this year? So we're going to pull 2 from this deck and then 3 from this one here. So pile number 2, what important changes are happening for you this year? What important changes are happening for pile number 2 this year? Okay, so we do have strength. What important changes are happening for pile number 2 this year? We also have the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so let's look at these ones. We're going to pull 3 from this deck. What important changes are happening for pile number 2 this year? Okay, so we do also have the 9 of Wands. What important changes are happening for pile number 2 this year? We also have the 5 of Cups. What important changes are happening for pile number 2? We have the Hangman. Okay. the Hanged One in this deck. But you've got two major arcana here, the Strength card, and you also have the Hanged Man. At the bottom of the deck, I'm seeing the Empress, which is beautiful because from what I'm kind of seeing here, we've got two fives here. The fives in the tarot are talking about conflict, changes, challenges, and I'm like throwing myself off. Conflict, okay? Now, you have the Five of Cups energy here, and the Five of Cups can talk about a lot of the emotional challenges, right? Emotional challenges that you might be going through. Now, the Five of Cups can be about sadness, pain, loss, grief, regret, shame, guilt, disappointment, right? Feeling emotionally discontent, unhappy. And sometimes this can lead to depression, right? We're not feeling our best on an emotional level. And some of you could be currently going through this. Some of you could be, this is something of the past that you're still working on healing, okay? And then we have the Five of Pentacles here. The Five of Pentacles is a feeling of lack, scarcity mentality, scarcity mindset. And that lack is anything that has to do with the physical world, okay? The Pentacles energy in the tarot are talking about our family, our friends, our relationships, our jobs, money, our health, anything that is in the physical, okay? So if there is this feeling of lack, emptiness, void, we're feeling the energy of despair, right? Some of you could be healing from something, you know, the Five of Cups can be, like I said, some very, very heart-heavy energy, or just generally feeling unhappy with certain things that you have gone through in the past. And we're seeing the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands is kind of like the wounded warrior energy. It is us having gone through a lot of challenge, right? And for many of you, it's going to be different. Some of you, it could be with love, that you've experienced loss or pain, or, you know, if you've ever been abandoned by someone, if you had abandonment from childhood, if you had somebody ghost you, if you had somebody reject you, if you had somebody break up with you and make you feel alone, lonely, despair, you've lost a job, you weren't making enough money, or you feel like you were not able to make ends meet. It can go in so many different directions. So the Nine of Wands, being that it is about us feeling wounded or feeling like we've put so much effort towards something. Sometimes we reach this place in our life where we're feeling like, you know what, I've already gone through so much, all this challenge. I don't even know where to like keep going, right? Because we feel so broken and beat down basically in that Nine of Wands energy, whether it's that we're working so much overtime to, you know, get ahead, or to get it noticed by the boss, and to get a raise, and to get a promotion, and to, you know, maybe with a person, right? So there's definitely this feeling here that is very challenging. Sometimes it could just come down to us having a mindset, right? That is very challenging us, that makes us feel in this energy of lack. We are without something, right? We feel a void, we feel emptiness. So the important things that I'm seeing here as far as changes for you happening this year, the most profound thing that I love is the Hanged Man for you. Because if we're holding on to this energy here, in that Hanged Man energy, we are able to change and shift our perspective in the way that we're viewing whatever this is for you, right? Whatever this is symbolic for you. If the symbolism behind the Five of Pentacles is I had a breakup, or I got ghosted, or, you know, I have an abandonment wound from childhood, or I'm worried about I'm not going to have enough money, or I'm constantly worried in the back of my subconscious mind about not having enough, being in the energy of lack. Whether we feel like we're lacking love, we're lacking friends, we're lacking financial stability, whatever it is, that Hanged Man is helping you to change and shift your perspective this year, right? The Strength card is also about us having confidence, courage, strength, right, of mind, right? If you look at that little, and this of course is not a traditional tarot deck, but the symbolism on the strength card, if I could find it while I'm talking to you guys, I'll do that. But the symbolism on the strength card, there is an infinity symbol above the girl's head that is on the card. And there is a lion that she is petting, right? And so that card talks a lot about our desires of our ego, right? And about us being able to kind of find balance and self-control within those desires to really bring about a lot more peace, right? Calm, gentle energy where we can really connect in with our spiritual energy, right? And once we get those desires, right, out of the way, we can start to really, tune into this energy a lot more and become a lot stronger, right? Within our mind, within our heart. We start to pay more attention to, the way that we are talking to ourselves, our inner dialogue. And so it is a very beautiful energy. There it is right there. Okay. So again, that infinity symbol, which is that connection to spirit. Okay. So the strength card is a very, very spiritual energy. And so, the strength card is also connected into Leo energy, and Leo is, definitely energy that brings about a lot more confidence, right, within ourselves. And so if you are someone who has been dealing with any of these challenging, right, feelings, emotions, one where you're able to have that change and shift in perspective, and then you've got the Empress as the overall energy here at the bottom of the deck. The Empress is a beautiful, radiant energy of love, knowing our worth, knowing our value. It's the energy of the feminine. So regardless of what your gender is, we all have feminine, masculine energies within us. And this Empress energy, and I'm seeing how we have the page here too, the Page of Cups. To me, this is you working on self-love, you working on building yourself up is really the way that I see this. Building yourself up and having the strength and courage to keep going, because that Nine of Wands energy is a card of resilience. This is spirit acknowledging, yes, you've gone through a lot. You've seen a lot of pain. You've seen a lot of heartache. You've felt all of these different challenges and conflict and changes that have taken place within your life. But the Empress kind of gives us that very beautiful restorative energy in that we mother ourselves, we nurture ourselves, we, practice self-love, self-care. We take time to fill our own cup, right? With that Page of Cups energy there. So it can be a lot of beautiful, a lot of healing energy. For some of you, you can start to see yourself, right? This change or shift in perspective that is helping you to see yourself as the Empress. The Empress is unconditional love. She is abundance. She is prosperity, right? So if there is, let's just say, a scarcity mindset surrounding wealth, right? We can step into this and start to see ourselves as the Empress, as someone who has the potential, the courage to do so with the Strength card, the courage to not give up on our goals, on our dreams, on our careers, on love, finding the one, or also looking to what our worth and our value is, right? We begin to be more confident in ourselves. We start to feel beautiful or handsome, and know how much we are deserving of love and care. And this is first what we are doing to ourselves, right? How can we give to others, or how can we even receive if our own cup is not full, right? So to me, this is this change or this shift that's happening for you this year to really help you to connect into your energy of the feminine, right? Whether that means you start to turn into this abundance making, creating machine, and you start pulling in all of this abundance for yourself, or you make, because the Empress is also our intuition, our creativity. This is the birth and the fertility of ideas, plans, things that we wish to create. We're becoming a powerful co-creator here in this energy. Okay. So to me, this is you shifting into this energy of recognizing your divine feminine energy within yourself and starting to see yourself as someone who doesn't need to keep yourself, right, in this energy here that is very challenging, right? But you're able to heal. And those of you where this Five of Cups represents something of, pain, loss, grief, right? The Empress is about you mothering yourself. It may be that you start to look at yourself in the mirror and say to yourself, you know what? Focus on you. Focus on healing and loving yourself, nurturing yourself, putting yourself first, right? Lots of self-care goes into this Empress energy, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing as this important change that's happening for you, is that you don't give up, right? You don't give up, whether it's career path, love. That Nine of Wands is resilience. It's Spirit saying this tough cycle that you've gone through is nearing completion, right? And it's time for you to maybe change or shift that perspective in the way that you view yourself. And to me, this Empress energy is about you stepping into your power, okay? Which is beautiful. So I am seeing Taurus, Libra, Pisces. What else do we have here? We've got Scorpio, we have Leo, and we have Sagittarius. So let's now look at your oracle cards. So we have Bhadra Kali, and one of these cards I did have to cover up just to keep it YouTube friendly, and I think it's this one here. Yep. Okay, so we have Lalita Tripura Sundari. We have, what is this? Apophyllite, Jupiter, and Curiosity. We have Truth, and it says, see the light within the darkness. And then you have the North Node, and it says, destined to have. Okay. So important changes. The other thing that I'm seeing here, of course, which is absolutely stand out, is the North Node. Okay. The North Node is your destiny. It is where you are meant to be within this lifetime, what you are meant to have, what you are meant to achieve, and being able to experience that. So this is Spirit really aligning you this year, right? Maybe it is a change or shift in perspective that's going to help you to get there. But this North Node is about everything that you are meant to have, that you are destined to have in this lifetime. The right partner, the right career, aligning with your soul's purpose, doing what you love, right, for a living, or, things that bring you in fulfillment, right? This is Spirit helping to align you with your North Node, okay? Also, I love that you guys have Lalita Tripura Sundari. Now, I did have to cover her up a little bit, but this is actually from the Yogic Path Oracle. Now, she is a depiction of the divine feminine, which I love because you guys have the Empress here, right? You have the Empress. This is feminine. So she is also another depiction of the feminine energy, but this in a way is this card is talking about repressed feminine energy, okay? That happens through trauma. It happens through certain belief systems that we hold, right? Society. And I'm sure there are many other things that cause us to suppress our feminine energy, right? So the card here is talking about you being able to tap into your feminine or Shakti, divine feminine energy, to be able to express that and no longer feel as though you need to repress it. So this is more about you getting in tune this year with the energy of the feminine. Okay, and you also have the Empress energy here. So if that means you're working on healing, you're working on self-love, those of you that might have an abandonment wound, right? Neglect, anything like that has hurt you in the past, right? Any belief systems that you might have that have caused you to repress your feminine energy, right? that have made you feel like, I cannot manifest abundance, I am not worthy of love, or whatever belief systems there are that you're holding on to. So this is us truly connecting in with the feminine. No more repressing it, no more holding it back. This is you being in love with you, being in love with your physical being, right? Loving every part of yourself, okay? And truly stepping into that energy there as well. And so I'm also noticing that you have truth here. I'm going to put this up here. You have truth, and it says, see the light within the darkness, okay? This card does remind me a lot of the energy of the Hermit and the Tarot, in which the Hermit is a time of reflection, introspection, solitude, and it is in that energy that we find the self, where we discover the self, we discover who we are, what our desires are. We do the inner child healing, we do the shadow work. So this is Spirit wanting you to see and to find the light within yourself through those periods of challenge, heartache, pain, loss, for you to be able to find that light within yourself and express it outwardly, right? To help you to navigate through those times when you're not feeling your best, right? Mentally, emotionally, whatever it might be. This is you finding and standing in your truth, right? I'm definitely feeling this energy of the feminine and just kind of like bringing it out, right? Loving the self, nurturing the self, changing the mindset, the mentality, seeing yourself as the Empress who has every possibility of becoming a very powerful manifester, right? Being in tune with yourself, your body. Like I said, loving yourself is all about body positivity, sensuality, right? The energy of the feminine, and being in tune with that, right? Whether that means that you put on some music that makes you feel extra in your energy, right? I don't know, dancing, something that really kind of gets you in that vibe, right? To releasing that Shakti or that divine feminine energy that's really helping you with that. You also have Jupiter here with curiosity. Jupiter is the largest planet, right, within our solar system. It's a huge gas giant. So this truly is a planet of expansion, of growth, of luck, of abundance, right? So for many of you, this important change that's happening for you is you changing this energy within yourself so that you are able to move past that feeling of lack, right? You're opening up this flow, I feel like, of abundance. And maybe this is kind of making you more curious to learn about your manifestation abilities, right? Whether you're manifesting love, you're manifesting abundance, prosperity, new opportunities for yourself. So it's a super beautiful energy in that. And I don't actually have any apophyllite around me, I don't think, to show you guys, but it is a very beautiful little crystal. I mean, you can kind of see some of them here in the background there. But some of them have this like really beautiful little peachy color. Some of them have like a clear, and they just look like they're just clustered all on top of each other, which is really, really pretty. But yes, Jupiter is a planet of expansion, growth, luck, abundance, right? So very beautiful. But this is about you coming into alignment, right? What else? The soul's journey, being curious, right? So to open doors is because those of you that are where Spirit is trying to help you to align into this energy of the Empress, right? So that you can align with your North Node, right? Which is your destiny, who you're meant to become, what you're meant to experience within this lifetime. So that's why this is super important, right? And maybe that change and perspective is something that hits you, right? Out of nowhere. Because the Hangman is also a suspended state. Sometimes this is when we're kind of like on pause in life. we're not really making a whole lot of progress, right? But once we change and shift that perspective, we have gained insight. We've gained enlightenment, right? Through the way in which spirit communicates with us, right? Through the dreams, through the signs, through the synchronicities. And it helps us to kind of give us this whole new expanded, I feel like, awareness, right? For you to open your eyes to maybe certain blockages that you might have. Maybe due to fears, right? Because the Five of Pentacles can sometimes be our self-limiting beliefs that make us or keep us in that energy of lack, right? So without curiosity, right, and wanting to explore and learn and find truth from within the self, we are stagnant, right? We're not progressing. We're not moving forward. So this energy here is helping you to move out of that place of complacency and into the expansion that the energy of Jupiter does bring in, right? So it could be that you are starting to be a little bit more curious about, okay, like, who am I? Who am I really? Who am I at my core? Who am I destined to become? And start to really have enough courage and confidence and strength within yourself to say, you know what? I do want to do this for a living, or I do want to change my career path, or I do feel like I'm worthy of love. And I know what my worth and my value is, and so I'm going to hold out for that person that also acknowledges and recognizes that within me as I see that within myself. And so it brings in, I feel like, a lot of optimism, right? For you to kind of see things a lot differently, because Jupiter also brings in the energy there as well. And also showing you what is possible for you to achieve, right? For yourself within this lifetime. So it brings a lot of spiritual, mental expansion, right? We're expanding the mind here, especially with that hangman energy. So I just feel like it's a beautiful energy. I do want to kind of read a little bit about this Vajra Kali. So give me a second here. Vajra Kali, there she is. Okay. So, it says, so Vajra Kali, or wish-fulfilling Kali, is an auspicious and gentle form of Kali Ma. She is Kalyani, who gives peace and happiness. She is the giver of windfalls and blessings. She appears when a gentle will best accomplish what is needed. Sometimes we are drawn to Kali because we need her ferocity. Sometimes what we learn as we connect with her is that we deserve tenderness, sweetness, and gentleness, and that we have been far too hard on ourselves for too long. Vajra Kali reminds us that we are strong enough to be gentle with ourselves. If we have been subconsciously sabotaging ourselves, she softly and deftly breaks the pattern. We no longer need to engage in unnecessary drama under a mistaken notion that it is necessary for growth. Sometimes the growth is in choosing to cultivate and apply the kindness, strength, and wisdom needed to disentangle and disengage from drama. It is about finding the inner strength to be true to ourselves in a moderate and peaceful state of being. Okay? So very, very beautiful. It says she manifests herself now as Vajra, the gentle. She will calm the waves of emotion, eradicate doubt and despair, and provide safe and graceful passage through all difficulties. Okay? So this is you being able to, again, heal yourself, nurture yourself through those more challenging, difficult energies, right? So to me also, like I said, the see the light within the darkness is you not only illuminating, right, those parts of yourself that need healing, but it's also being able to find safe passage through those periods of darkness, right, that you might find yourself in through your own feelings, your own emotions, your own ways of thinking, right? So we're shedding light on them. Do they still resonate for us? Or can we change and shift our perspective on them to eliminate and remove them, right? Let them go. Expanding, right? Mental expansion here, which is beautiful. But I love this. North Node, you know, truly beautiful energy for you, pile two. Okay, so I'm going to leave it here for you. If you did choose a different pile, then I will see you there. But if this is the only one that you have chosen or the last one that you're watching, then I will see you guys in the next reading. Hi, pile three. So those of you that resonated with this beautiful card here, the Kama of Kali, this is going to be a reading. So I am going to save and hold off on your oracle until we pull your tarot, and then we will put those out. So I am going to be using 2 different tarot decks today. So we're going to pull 2 from this one and then 3 from this one. I will have the decks that I'm using listed in the description box for you guys, for those of you that are interested. So pile number 3, what important changes are happening for your life, or for you, I'm sorry, for you this year? What important changes are happening for you this year? I mean, it is your life, but our question, what important changes are happening for you this year? Pile 3. What important changes are happening for pile number 3 this year? Okay, so we do have the 6 of Cups. What important changes are happening for you this year? I will say, and this isn't just something that I've noticed in this reading, but it's something that I've noticed for a little while already, about the universe, right? Kind of forcing us in a way into growth, powerful change within us to evolve and to heal and to become our most authentic self. And so as I'm looking at your 6 of Cups here, the 6 of Cups is a card of nostalgia, of memories, childhood, or even memories that we have from past. And so, I mean, this could totally be something where you are revisiting, right? Memories, childhood. And if there's any wounds, right, that we have from childhood, this is, I feel like, addressing those. So maybe this is an important time this year where you are really working, some of you, on your inner child healing, or maybe a lot of these wounds that are kind of coming up for you to address and make peace with the past. But we'll see what else is coming out here. What important changes are happening for you this year? Pile number 3. We have the Magician. Okay. The Magician and the 6 of Cups. So let's go into this one here. I will say, I'm looking at this card kind of like intuitively because of this 6 of Cups that's here, talking about the past. And this is the Magician card. I'm noticing here that there is one branch that has been cut, right, on this tree. But even though that branch has been cut, there is flowers, or there are flowers that have bloomed. So when I'm just looking at these 2 cards here, it almost makes me feel like you are, for some of you, finding the willpower within yourself to maybe even cut ties with things from your past, whether that be childhood or even past memories from maybe a romantic situation, or maybe even, I don't know, with siblings. For some of you, issues from the past with siblings, friendships, right? And like I said, kind of revisiting those memories. But I'm seeing this beautiful growth that's happening again, even though there is something that's being cut here, right? So to me, kind of symbolically, in a way, maybe some of you are cutting ties with something from your past, and having the willpower to do so. But the Magician is also this powerful energy of manifestation, co-creation. This is you believing in yourself, in your power. Okay, so that's just kind of what I'm kind of feeling for some of you. But let's look at the rest of your cards here. So pile number 3. What important changes are happening for you this year? We have the Hermit. Okay. We have Virgo energy, Scorpio. What important changes are happening for you? What important changes are happening for pile number 3 this year? 3 of Wands. Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely getting this energy of letting go, healing, work, a lot of inner work. Okay, with the Hermit. This is time of solitude, introspection, reflection, right? Thinking about the past. I'm definitely feeling kind of moving on from things from the past with the 3 of Wands energy here. The 3 of Wands is also about foresight, planning ahead, thinking ahead, right? As we let go of the past. Let's see what important changes are happening for pile number 3 this year. Planning, manifesting, right? And we have the Sun. That is really beautiful. Really beautiful. To me, almost in a way, it's kind of like you were changing your story. You know? Even this little guy here that's looking, look how he's peeking off of his little branch here, and he's looking. He's looking at the 6 of Cups. So yeah, to me, this is symbolic of you revisiting the past memories, right? A lot of reflection, a lot of introspection that's happening with the Hermit. The Hermit energy is where we spend a lot of time healing, working on the self, the inner child healing, the shadow work. This is where we discover ourself, right? We find out who we are, what our desires are. We find our voice, right? We learn all about the self. And so you also have the Sun energy here, which is a beautiful, vibrant energy of vitality and life and abundance and, you know, happiness, fulfillment that is coming through here. So yeah, to me, I am going to clarify this, but just the way that I look at it like this, it makes me feel like you guys are revisiting, right? We're looking at childhood. We're looking at memories. Are there things that we're needing to release, cut, right? Maybe like cord cutting for some of you, cutting ties, leaving the past in the past. Okay. And then at the bottom of the deck, I'm seeing the Fool. Okay. And out of this Fool card, we have this little baby turtle that's hatching out of its little shell here. The Fool is a new beginning, right? So maybe this is symbolic of you, right? Starting something new, leaving the past in the past. Maybe through this Hermit energy, you're truly finding yourself, right? And that gives you in that time to find the strength, the willpower within yourself to believe in yourself and your abilities, right? To create and manifest a future that you truly want to live in with the Sun energy here, right? Bliss, feeling complete, feeling happy, feeling fulfilled, right? The 3 of Wands gives us that foresight to be able to look ahead, anticipating, right? We're waiting for something. We're waiting and essentially for our ships to come in, whatever those ships are symbolic for you of, right? So this gives us time for planning, right? Making decisions, taking action as we are planning a life that brings in happiness. Maybe for some of you, looking to your past is something that holds the key or the power for you, right? Dependent upon what kind of childhood you've had. You know, if it's been something that has been very painful or traumatic, right? Are there certain belief systems that have been acquired through those childhood experiences that have been holding us back, that you are needing to replace or to release or to cut, right? Cut away. To me, this also looks very regenerative in a way. Yeah, so this full energy to me is a new start, a new beginning, taking a leap of faith into a new direction, stepping outside of your comfort zone towards happiness, right? Having the willpower to change or co-create, right? The life that you truly want to live and feel blessed, right? With. So yeah, let's clarify this Six of Cups energy here. Right? And I'm noticing that we have this little star here in the Hermit card. And to me, it's like the Hermit is, you know, being led. You're finding your inner light. You're being led or guided towards living a life that does make you happy. And you know, for some of you, not all of you have come from not so great childhoods, but because the Six of Cups can also be a beautiful energy of nostalgia, right? Really depends on what kind of a life we've had. But, you know, maybe with the Six of Cups, for some of you, this can even be reuniting with someone, reconnecting with an old friend or someone that you've known from the past. Childhood, right, is a lot of the Six of Cups energy. The Six of Cups can also talk about soulmate energy, right? So maybe for some of you, it's manifesting a soulmate, a friendship, revisiting. Those of you where you have positive, right, childhood memories. It could be just feeling like a kid again, feeling that magic and that feeling, right? The excitement that you felt back then, right? Maybe there's a need for some of you to kind of revisit that type of energy that you took on as a child, feeling excited and passionate about certain things, right? And then maybe taking those ideas as inspiration and actually manifesting for yourself, you know, in the future, right? So this gives us truly, with the Hermit energy, a deep dive into the self, right? Into the soul, into discovering who we are and, like I said, what we desire, what it is that we're truly wanting within our life, okay? So it offers, yes, a lot of reflection, a lot of introspection and deep diving into the self. So let's see, why is the Six of Cups here? Why is the Six of Cups here for pile number 3? The Tower. Look at that. This is release. This is release. Okay. And there's something here with that Six of Cups energy here. Maybe something, like I said, from childhood for some of you, or past connections, friendships, relationships that Spirit is helping you with this year, right? This change that is occurring as you are releasing your past, right? You're releasing your past here. You're releasing childhood wounds, traumas, you know, being able to find renewal, I feel like, in that release with this beautiful Sun energy. For some of you, with the Sun energy, Leo energy, having the confidence to be able to face a lot of what comes up for you, right? Because sometimes those memories are painful, traumatic, right? Maybe for some of you, like I said, not all of you have a troubled childhood, but for those of you where you had a generally more balanced, happy childhood, then I would say that through introspection of your past, your child self, your past memories, maybe with the Tower energy here, this is some huge epiphany or realization, right? About something that you are wanting to manifest here. Or, yeah, I'm definitely feeling this energy of co-creation here with the Magician. So we also have, yeah, we've got Leo, we have Aries, we also have a Scorpio energy, Virgo as well. Let's actually do one more for the Six of Cups. Yeah, I'm seeing it as a lot of healing and releasing. Lots of healing and releasing for you this year. Temperance. Yep, that's what it is. It's healing. It is healing. Okay. To me, this is, in a way, Spirit saying, like, you're taking this energy that you're releasing here and you're alchemizing. You are transmuting this energy. Okay. Transmuting. We've also got Sagittarius here. Transmuting, and look at that, under the deck we have Death. This is transformation. This change is happening within you, right? So what is the important change happening for you this year? It is change within you. Transformation. Yep. And then we have the Ace of Cups right underneath that, right? New opportunities. For some of you, new love. New creative opportunities. This is you working on filling your own cup. Right? Filling your own cup. Self-love, self-care. Okay, so let's look at your oracle now and see what you've got here. So you have the Kama of Kali. You have Kriya. You have trust, and it says the universe has your back. We have house 3, early learning, childhood relations, the rational mind, and communication. Okay, now I get what's happening here. What does this say? Etemin star, red jasper, and conviction. And red jasper is a really good crystal to use for grounding. Grounding, okay. So we've got house 3 here, okay, which is revolving around our childhood, memories, things of that nature, the way we were raised, things that we've gone through, which makes sense. You guys have the Six of Cups here. So this energy here is helping you in a way, again, same message, to look back on your past, right? Look back on your past. What belief systems are you holding from childhood, from the past? This is important for you this year. I feel like Spirit's having you look to those connections, right? Your first connections, which could be, of course, mom, dad. Was mom and dad both present? Were they both emotionally unavailable, or were they, absent altogether? Abandonment. Are there abandonment wounds? Like I said, any type of trauma. This is like the big, I feel like the big, I want to say key, but like a need for you to look within those connections to see what type of belief systems, values that you hold from childhood, right? And how might those be affecting your happiness now, right? Feeling fulfilled. There's also this mercurial energy that comes through here as well. So it makes me kind of feel like is the inner dialogue, right? The way that we're communicating with ourselves because of certain things that you've gone through, right? Your experiences with your siblings, maybe like childhood friends that you've had. How did you feel, right? As a child, did you feel scared? Did you feel lost? Did you feel hungry? Is coming to mind. Hungry, right? Were your basic needs being met? Did you feel like you didn't have a voice? Did you feel like, you know, I don't know, so many different things, right? They can go on during childhood, right? Experiences that we have, traumas that we go through. But this, again, is where I feel like Spirit is wanting you to visit. And so that Six of Cups, like I said, the important changes that are happening is, in a way, Spirit kind of bringing this stuff to the surface for you to release, which means you could be feeling very emotional, right? You could be with the Hermit energy here, choosing to shut people out, choosing to be alone by yourself, you know, but not just doing it so that you're being sad and lonely and feeling sorry for yourself, but using this time constructively, in that you are allowing those feelings to surface so that you can release them and heal them, right? Bring them to the surface, right? I'm also getting you finding your voice, maybe for those of you that felt like you didn't have a voice, right? In maybe past relationships, past connections, or even during childhood. So it's you learning how to express yourself without feeling inhibited in any way. What else am I seeing here? Yeah, definitely mercurial energy here. So all about communication. And like I said, for some of you, it is that communication that we have, our inner dialogue, right? The way in which we communicate ourself, right? Blocking anything. And it kind of makes me curious to see what this Tower energy is. I am seeing the element of the past with the Six of Cups, but I want to see, what is the Tower energy here? The Eight of Wands. This is having to do with communication. Childhood, communication, past memories tied into communication. Okay. Why is the Tower here? Two of Wands and the Ten of Cups. This is involving family. Okay. Family. Decisions, choices. Ten of Cups is a family card. Now this could be, you know, parents, grandparents, siblings, but the Ten of Cups is a card of emotional happiness, fulfillment, right? Maybe for some of you, like I said, not all of you have come from backgrounds that have painful childhood memories, but maybe this for you is a little different, in that you are having, like I said, some type of epiphany or realization about something that you like to do as a child. And you're now wanting to kind of take that and bring that energy moving forward, right? But either way, I feel like the past is the key here to working through this energy, or to discovering what this is or what this means for you. Okay? The energy of Kriya is about flow. Okay? It is about flow. It is about us flowing with the universe, right? So if there's something here with that Tower energy that we're needing to release, then this is us keeping ourselves in that state of flow by releasing whatever it is necessary, right? In order for us to bring ourselves to this place with the Sun energy, right? Abundance, prosperity, happiness, joy, fulfillment, feeling complete, right? Maybe for some of you, your past has the answers, right? And that's why Spirit has the Hermit here, for you to take some time to really reflect, right? Do some introspection. Maybe the past has the answers for you. Through that, you find answers that you seek, right? With things that you're wanting to, I feel like, plan. We also have trust here, and it says the universe has your back, right? So maybe through this process, right, this is helping you to learn to trust maybe yourself more, maybe even other people, or to even trust what your path is, Okay. We have this card here, the Red Jasper, Conviction, and Atimin Star. And this card is talking about you standing true to your convictions, right? Trusting that your beliefs, your morals, from what you had, even if they were ones from, way back when, they have served you this far, right? Within your life. And maybe this is a time for you to make a choice to, like I said, look back, right? Are those beliefs still something that hold true? Or do you feel like they have been ones that have hindered your progress, your ability to find happiness within your life? And this is where you have that time to change, right? Moving away from any lack mindset, abundance, lack of direction in your life, and using your conviction and your truth as your ability to help you to become your authentic self, to step into what your purpose truly is. What else here? Yeah, maybe this is something that helps you here. Getting more into, right, the flow. So that you can, and I don't know, I just look at this little, I don't even know what this is. I know you guys always tell me this. I don't know. When I look at it, it looks like a groundhog, but I think you guys have said it's a capybara, something like that. But he looks like he's basking in the sun. He's enjoying himself, To me, this is a lot of solar plexus energy, sacral, solar plexus. And these two energies are our power, our confidence, right? So maybe this is you learning to be much more confident in yourself, right? By revisiting certain things, releasing them. Like I said, going over any type of beliefs, right? Values, morals that you've held on to. And, as you look back, have they served me? Well, this is Spirit saying they've served you this far, right? You're watching this pick a card reading, so they have served you. Maybe not to the best, right? For some of them, some beliefs that we hold can really kind of hold us back, hinder, right? In some way, but here we are, right? This is now a time for you to look at what things you're needing to release, right? Sometimes that can even be about action that we need to take, a lack of decision making, right? That has led to prolonging happiness that we can experience. Because I'm noticing you have the 8 of Wands, 2 of Wands, the Tower, 10 of Cups. This is also like the 2 of Wands can be like us being at a crossroads, having a decision to make, right? And keeping ourselves stuck in that energy with not making choices, not making decisions, right? Prolonging the happiness for us, right? And this is Spirit wanting you to find, plan, right? Involve yourself in this energy of flow towards that Sun card, that 10 of Cups, right? And trusting the process, I feel like, as well. Okay? The Kama of Kali is also talking about the sweetness of life, right? The sweetness of life, and that life can sometimes, depending on the way that we look at it, right? Depending on what our perspective is, can be something that becomes very dull, boring, bleak. We end up feeling discontent with life, right? Unhappy. So this is truly about us changing and shifting into, I feel like, a mindset that really helps you to know, I feel like, that you have power here, right? With that Magician, to experience happiness, to experience literally the sweetness of life with that. And I kind of want to go into a little bit more of what this card actually says. This is the Kali Oracle. So what is this? 38. Okay, so it says Kama is the Sanskrit word that refers to the sweet stuff of life. Pleasure, emotional fulfillment, and being completely present so we can experience life through all the senses, right? Maybe for some of you with that Six of Cups energy here, this makes me think of this little guy here too, how the Three of Wands is about foresight. It's about planning for the future, right? We're planning for something for the future, but this little guy here, he's staring at the Six of Cups, which tells me maybe for some of you, you are keeping yourself stuck in the past, right? Not able to move forward from it. It's just constantly looking back, right? And maybe that is something for some of you that you're needing to release so that you can start to turn around, right? And start planning for future, here, present, now, happy versus the past. Right? All the things that happened in the past, all this, this person said this to me, done that to me, or I went through this, I went through that, which yes, many of you, I know, you've gone through some really painful, challenging things, right? But this is about us being able to kind of make peace with the past. So we identify ourselves with the past for a little while, right, as we're healing, but we have to come to a point one day where we release ourself and our identity with the past, with the trauma, right? We choose to identify with us, a new story, right? A new story that we create and we write for ourselves, okay? So it says, what else does it say? Being completely present so we can experience life through all the senses. So it is also sensuality, physical vibrancy. It says, without the quality of kama, our experience of life can become dry, bleak, and intimidating. A joyless existence with simply more tasks to be completed. If we are feeling exhausted, lacking in the qualities of delight and lightness of heart, then we become deficient in kama, sacred pleasure. In the realm of the goddess, the enjoyment of life is a sacred act of devotion, gratitude, and celebration. Right? In the throes of profound challenge and transformation, we can feel disconnected from our joyfulness. It's as though it were akin to the bright days of summer and we are midwinter, wondering how it was ever that we could frolic about in barely anything when we now feel the need to cover ourselves with abundant protective layers. I know this is not making sense for those of you that are in the southern hemisphere right now, because you guys are like, let's get rid of all of these clothes and put something on a lot cooler because it's hot for you guys right now. But northern hemisphere here, we've got winter going on. Okay, so it says this to be expected during times of intense suffering when we are dealing with an issue that has elicited grief or anger. Yet if we allow our minds to remain open to the possibility of joyfulness and pleasure, which you're seeing that little guy right there, then they can find their way through like the sun breaking through the clouds to bring us comfort. The oracle can indicate not only a more pleasurable way of being as part of your future, but also an offering of pleasure now, even if you are struggling to ease the strain and make the way easier overall. Okay? So this is asking us to, with accessing this pleasure of happiness, that we are embodying, right, the simple things, right? The beauty of life, in a way, kind of flowering around you, the positive things, right? Flow, right? And I feel like holding on, looking to the past and holding on to it, right? And not being able to move on from it keeps us in a state of resistance, right? So I'm feeling here this big message here where Spirit is helping you to change and shift away from past, right? We're revisiting it. It's coming up. We let what things need to come through, come out, express, heal, feel, do the inner work so that we can move forward and focus on being present and what it is that we are planning and manifesting for ourselves in the future so that we are able to experience that joy and happiness in the flow, right? When we're in the flow, this is when we are experiencing many blessings into our life, right? Doors that are opening, opportunities, things that are just aligning for us, right? That is the flow. That is what we're all meant to achieve. That is what we're all meant to experience, is that flow, right? It's accessible to all of us, right? But if there's something that we're holding on to, a belief system, some type of blockage or something that we're holding on to, right? It creates resistance, right? So if you're not feeling like your life is flowing, or you're feeling unhappy, you're feeling discontent, you're feeling all of these things, that is what Spirit is saying here, this change. And it may even be that Spirit kind of like in a way forces you to take a seat, sit down, spend some time alone in reflection, right? Because the Tower is something that happens by divine intervention. This is kind of like, we like it or not, it's happening, right? Kind of energy, like Spirit's saying, we're doing this, right? We are doing this. So yeah, lots of reflection for you, but I'm feeling this very change for the positive for you, right? In which you are stepping into your power here. As the Magician, you have the power to create the life that you truly desire, filled with happiness, filled with abundance, and filled with flow. That is possible, and that's what the universe wants you to trust and believe in, right? Some of you with the red jasper here, it could even be that, especially if you like working with crystals, this is a beautiful crystal to use. I don't know if I have any red jasper. Actually, I do, but it's a little sphere. Red jasper, right? Beautiful for grounding, okay, to Mother Earth, which is helping you with, right, the flow, the abundance, the happiness, okay? So maybe for some of you working with that, if you like to, like I said, if you like to work with crystals. But yeah, meditating with some red jasper, maybe something that's helpful, especially if those of you that may be healing, right? You can work with some crystals that are also good for the heart chakra. Rose quartz, is a beautiful one to use. And there's also some green colored crystals that you can use as well, as the heart chakra is green. Okay, so green, pink as well. So I'm going to leave your reading here for you, pile number 3. I do hope that this one was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.